Hello humans! Welcome back to another audiovisual edition of Fairest Run of All. I continue to be Jen, your Run Disney bestie, and today we are going to unpack my suitcase for the Walt Disney World Marathon, and as I unpack it, I will tell a little bit about the various items that I'm unpacking, why I had them, what I did with them, where they came from, if they're new. So let's get into it. I guess we'll start here because it's convenient. Got my favorite plaid scissors, kind of into plaid if you can't already tell. I did pack gloves just in case, you never know with Florida weather. Did not need them at all. In fact, the people at the back of the pack ended up with a shortened course because it was so hot on marathon day, because Disney decided they weren't going to deal with all the people in the med tent with heat stroke, I guess. I didn't really hear too much about what happened, but definitely did not need gloves. I always bring a luggage scale, various and sundry underwears, put that in there. And do I have anything in this pocket? Yes. Got these at the marathon, the usual little cooling towels they hand when it's hot. And what else is in there? Ooh, but a lot of the friends that I was with do not like the plastic cheese. It's a very divisive item, I find. Quite a few people do not like it, but I think it's okay. I think it is somewhat overrated. I don't fully understand the hype, as it were, but I do bring it home and put it on potatoes if that's something that would interest you. What is this? Ooh, comb and an origami crane for some reason. This seems to be old. We'll just get rid of that. Okay, let's put her down on her side, unzip her, see what we got. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. So I guess we'll start with this. This is a bag full of accessories, including this light up scrunchie that has somehow turned itself on. I've been in this suitcase since I packed it, so it hasn't been going the whole time, but I must say I am rather impressed by how long the batteries lasted. I turned these on before I left the room at like 3 in the morning before the half marathon, and they were still going when I finished hours later, and apparently they still work. So it's in this bag as an assortment of accessories that I used during the half and full marathon. Sleeves, bows, my lights for Eve, things of that nature. If you want to see everything that I used in my race costumes, I did a video on that. I'll put a little link here and you can check that out. Running shoes. These are the pink Nike Zoom Vomeros that I used for Daisy Duck because she's a ballerina, so that was perfect. I have been enjoying using those. I will say though that I wound up with a black toenail after the marathon. I don't know it was the shoes. I'm pretty sure they're the right size and I've worn them on long runs before. I mean, who knows? Things happen during races that don't happen in real life. Apparently on race day, it was Black Toenail Day. Second one lifetime. I think that makes me a real runner now, right? Here is the little skirt that I wore for my ballerina Daisy Duck, and then the white skirt that I put underneath it. It had a white feather boa pinned to the bottom that was shedding everywhere, so I just threw it away after, which is not as sustainable as I would like to be, but at least it should be, I believe, biodegradable, so maybe it was recycled. One can hope. Here are the ears that we received after finishing the marathon this year. Pretty cute. They've been giving out these finisher ears since 2018, I believe. I thought it was because it was for the 25th anniversary of the marathon in 2018, but it's continued to happen every year since, so I guess it's kind of a staple now. Brought a hat just in case, didn't need it. Pajamas, these are my Fantasia pajamas. They've got the Various and Tundra Pegasi from the Pastoral Symphony. More sneakers, I brought 2 pairs because 2 different colors for 2 different race costumes. These went with Eve. These are the regular Nike Vomeros, not the plus ones. They work pretty well. I don't know. I do enjoy the additional cushioning of the plus, but I think I'm going to need to use it a few more times before I can really decide if it's worth the additional cost, because these also work very well for me. Bra, pajama shirts. Here's my Pirates of the Caribbean bandana. I got this from Etsy. I can put a link in. It's from Going To Guides, I think is what it's called. I'll double check, but it has a bunch of Pirates of the Caribbean imagery on it. It says different things in the corners. This corner says Dead Men Tell No Tales. The whole thing's quite intricate. I would very much encourage you to check out that Etsy link because it's pretty neat. And they have other ones. I got my dad a Disneyland Railroad bandana to put on his dog. He looks very cute. I have a picture of that, which I will also insert here. I wound up making a Mickey beret for Erica's costume, so she gave that back to me. Here that is. I think I'll probably wind up taking the ears off and just putting it back to a beret. I originally used this for my, what was it? My Living with the Land costume for the Wine and Dine 10K a couple of years ago. I was the Sullen Tomato Girl, as they call her. That was it was not one of my more well-received in the moment costumes, but I really liked it. A maxi dress that I wore. I think I wore this during our boardwalk bar crawl. Not very inspired, but it was a little bit chilly that night, so keeping my legs more covered was indeed a boon. Here is my Mayor flannel that I wore to Magic Kingdom after hours, and it was very chilly that night. I wound up, we'll get to it. Is it here? Here they are. Here are a couple thermal shirts that I wore underneath of this flannel because that's how cold I was. 2 thermal shirts and a flannel. I mean, I was just barely warm enough. I think the cat's here. All right. Door's opening itself now, that's fun. I would say it's a ghost, but it's air pressure. Swimsuit, because you gotta hit the hot tub, very important. My scrunchie, I thought I lost this, very exciting. I've thought I've lost this scrunchie twice now on various vacations, and Eric is always there. Coincidence? I think not. Here is an Alice mesh shirt that I ended up not wearing, but I have worn to Disney before. Very cute. I got this one from Cakeworthy. Picked up this little pajama top from Ron Jon because it was in the clearance section. We went into Ron Jon to see if we could get Erica a swimsuit because she had forgotten one, and even though it was kind of chilly, you always need to be able to get in the hot tub if needed. So we stopped in there and I found this shirt on clearance, and I took the bag that it came in and I put all my Gideon's cookies in it so that it would transport more easily. So it worked in 2 different ways. Ooh, here are some ears for these bunch. Let's see. Getting stuff caught on my medals. We'll get to those in a second. Here is my Walt Disney World 50 hat. It's like a faux leather. It's subtle. You can see the castle is kind of embossed on it. And then on the back, it has the 50th birthday of the Magic Kingdom on it. I wish they would make more of this kind of more laid back, less colorful merch so that it's a little bit more wearable in real life. Maybe more will come. Oh no, it's starting to break down a little. There's a little crack on it. Well, maybe I can do some repair work. We'll see. White tank that I wore my pink 40 style wide leg pants. I wore this to Topolino's Terrace because since we were the various and sundry Topolino's versions of Daisy, Donald, Mickey, and Minnie, we then went to Topolino's breakfast the next day and we Disney bounded as all the characters. And since I was Ballerina Daisy, I also bounded as Ballerina Daisy when we went to breakfast. So I had my pink pants and my white tank, and then somewhere around here there's also, oh, here we go. And then I had the pink bow. I do wish I had added a bit of teal to my bounds, but what are you gonna do? It was still pretty good. Here's my daisy bow that I wore during the marathon. Ooh, let's do an ear switch. Wore these for much of the trip, but also my dear friend Becky brought me a pair of Aulani, that's what it's called. She bought me a pair of Aulani ears. I do love purple. Kind of go with my shirt. Some rainbow leg warmers that I lent to Kate for her Bing Bong costume. My Daisy Duck headband, very feathery. I have a good picture with Barbossa and Captain Jack Sparrow, and he is trying to play with my feathers. I'll pop that one in. Here's some socks I brought to pair with my Daisy Duck costume in case it turned out to be cold, and as we already discussed, it did not. So these were packed for no reason, but you can never be too prepared. Semper paratus, as they say. Here is a bag full of snacks. What do we got? I have some leftover waffles. Some of them came, the Honey Singer ones came in the snack boxes, and the Untapped I bought myself. I really enjoy Untapped. I still have 1 packet that I didn't use on course. And then in the snack boxes as well, they had Fritos, and I love Fritos, so I was very excited about that. I think one of my friends gave me their Fritos, so whichever one of you that was, it would mean more if I remembered. But still, thank you, with great sincerity. Okay. Shower, hair towel. There's that little individual Advil packet that I could not find. Well, I didn't end up needing it, thankfully, so it's fine. Here's my makeup pouch. I really like this, even though it's Not as spacious as some of the other ones I have, but I always use this one because it has an inspirational quote from Elizabeth Taylor. Pour yourself a drink, put on some lipstick, and pull yourself together. And that is something that I often need to say to myself. I did buy one thing at the expo, and that is a new pair of Gooders because for some reason I keep losing them. You would think it would be because I'm incredibly irresponsible, and maybe I am, but they keep just vanishing, I swear. So I have some sort of weird Gooder side slipping into another universe problem, which is maybe how they secretly make their money. So I bought a new pair, and this actually is a pair that at least I did not impulse purchase these. I had been thinking about these, but I found that a lot of the time if you buy sunglasses online, you get them in the mail and you're like, oh, these are not what I thought. But I tried them on at the expo and I was pretty happy with them. A little wonky to fit with the ears, but we're making it work. Back to being able to see. Hey, I picked up the monthly Gideon's t-shirt, which I really shouldn't have. I already have enough Gideon's t-shirts, but this t-shirt is a ringer tee. It's got the little gargoyle baby guy on it, and between the two, I couldn't pass it up. So, new Gideon's tee, an extra pair of running pants that I did not need, free Ron John sticker shirt, toe warmers, also did not need those. Always good to have things though. Rather have it and not need it than discover it after the fact. Various and sundry rolls of real and fake KT tape, extra mask, always bring a mask, wear it in the corral, maybe wear it at the expo. Anywhere you don't feel comfortable, just pop a mask on. You're allowed. Here is a Run Disney cup because I did get the specialty weekend beer after the marathon. It was really good. It was some sort of beer ale, but it wasn't too sweet. It was pretty light. I enjoyed it. Unfortunately, by the time I got a beer, all of the specialty cups were gone. I guess they did not realize how many people were going to be feeling celebratory. So I have a standard issue Run Disney cup, and it's still pretty cute. I can use it for stuff. Here's another Gideon's tee. This is one I brought with me. This was a monthly special. It wasn't actually a monthly special. It was an individual 2-day special, and I had to get it because when I was a little kid, my favorite stuffed animal was a gray bunny with floppy ears, and in fact, I still have her. One moment. This is this bunny. This is the stuffed animal I've had since I was a year old, so she's just about as old as I am. And as you can see, this is basically a t-shirt of me when I was a kid. So I had to buy this. I wore it a couple times, I think, over the course of the trip. I really enjoy the art by Michael Reyes, or as he goes by, Mr. Eyes. He does all of the Gideon's art as far as I'm aware, and it's very much up my alley. What else we got in here? Here we go. Here are the race shirts. This is the half marathon shirt, and I'm not usually one to keep my shirts. I usually pop them up on Poshmark simply because if you run enough of these races, you end up with just tons and tons of them. You only really need so many. But I am tempted to keep this one because of how freaking cute it is. Look at it. It's adorable. I love it. And I love pink. So, I don't know. This one might stay with me, or I might just put it up for a high price, and then if somebody wants it bad enough, then that makes a decision for me, or I bring it down. By bring it down, I mean take it down. You get it. And then to go with it, this is the half marathon medal. Similarly adorable. I don't generally sell my medals, I keep those. I'm not one who runs for the bling as such, but I do enjoy how each medal is representative of the accomplishment of finishing a race. So it's not that it's the medal in its aspect of a tangible object that matters, it's in its aspect of being representative of something that I managed to eke out, as it were, or really smash. Either way. And then to go with that, here's the marathon shirt. Very much in keeping with the story theme. A lot of Sir Mickeys out on the course. Everybody looked fantastic. The costumes were awesome as per usual. The Run Disney community never disappoints. And then to go with that, we have our marathon medal, very much on theme. And that's everything in the suitcase proper. What is this a receipt for? Oh, this is the receipt for our Beacon Barrel. I need to put together a post on that. It was an interesting experience. What is in the zipper section? Socks. These are my Small World socks. They came in a Disney sock advent calendar that I got from the Cast Connection store the one time I got to go there. That was a very exciting time. If you ever get a chance, you should definitely do it. Flip-flops, you need those for the hot tub. Glitter foam, because this is the gift that keeps on giving if you do race costumes. I have used this so many different ways. I made lock, shock, and barrel masks out of it. I made my Eve eyes out of it. I made Erica's Mickey ears that I put on the beret out of it, and I have more plans. So I'm gonna put a link to this. I'm not trying to push stuff, but I find this particular craft foam really helpful for easy and effective Run Disney costume building, and it's adhesive on the back. It's good stuff. Here is my little sketch. I already showed this in my other video, but these are the sketches of my race costumes. Got some stickers at the expo. They usually hand these out. I'll have to see if there's any space left on my water bottle for these. And then we have my marathon and half marathon bibs. I did the fake Goofy challenge because the Goofy challenge bibs were gone by the time I made it through registration, but I did the half and the full separately, and I got the full experience. And I got these super cute bibs that I genuinely prefer to the singular Goofy bib. So, you know, it all worked out. The half, the full. So that's everything that was in my Walt Disney World Marathon Weekend suitcase. I am, of course, currently working through all of my blog posts and Instagram posts for Marathon Weekend. And even though it was not my best one, it was very hot and I ended up with some digestive issues, to be honest. It all worked out. We made it happen, and it's always worth going down there and having a great time with your friends. I'm still working through all of my blog posts and Instagram posts for Walt Disney World Marathon Weekend 2026. I'll put links in the description below so that you can check those out if you'd like to. And of course, I'm already looking forward to Princess Half Marathon Weekend. I'll be doing the Fairy Tale Challenge properly, not even fake. So I'll be doing the 10K and a half. I'll have 2 costumes for that. So I will meet you right back here and we can go over what my plans are. As per usual, if you enjoyed hanging out with me, I hope you did, then please like and subscribe. If you didn't, then don't. And I will see you in the next one.